All right, hello everybody. Sorry for the slight delay. I needed to make sure to share the link everywhere. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Veronica. Welcome to Until the End of Time. Hemlock Vale Investigator expansion has arrived a little early for some people, which means that we have all the cards now. It's up on this website. There's a link in the description. If you want to just go and look at all the cards, they're available here. And I figured I would do something with that. This might be a little disorganized of a stream, so long story short, I've been doing like exams for the past couple of weeks that are like 6 hour exams. They're pretty intense. I've also been getting started on my new internship. That's been pretty intense. So long story short, I've been having like headaches from the stress and stuff like that. I don't think I can put together like a big video or anything like that. So I figured I do want to do something. Plus, I figured not people might have missed that the scans were up. So let's talk about this. I believe that terminology is a bit weird. I wouldn't really call these leaks. I mean, they're technically breaking the street date, but it's because of a store that broke street date, not because stuff got leaked in the sense, right? People just got their boxes a little early. I'm still expecting my box in like a couple of weeks. Hope to get it. So, how this is gonna go is I'm just gonna build a deck in Tabletop Simulator, and I'm gonna play a bit. And in the meantime, I'm hoping that people in chat who are excited about certain cards can just jump in and ask me to talk about cards, and I'll talk about cards. So that's what we're doing. Um, I'm gonna play a little bit of Arkham, and I'm gonna just chat about it. So the cards. The one thing that I want to point out is I've decided I'm going to do an Ashcan Pete deck with two of the new cards. I'll get to those cards in a minute, but I would like to do this two-handed. So if you have an idea for who to run alongside Ashcan, then please let me know, because I'm open to. I'm curious. Like, I would like to get your input on that. All right, let's see. Let's get started. So the cards that I was inspired to try to build a deck around is Matchbox and Survival Technique. So Matchbox is this one cost tier XP survivor asset. Doesn't take up any slots. It's item and tool traded. It uses 3 supplies. If it has no supplies, you discard it, which is actually just pure upside because scavenging. And then during any investigator's turn as a free trigger, you can exhaust the matchbook and spend the supply to give the location -1 shroud until the end of the turn. It's like a little micro flashlight, but it lasts for the entire turn. Works for anybody. Doesn't take up any slots. It's a really, really powerful card, I think. Like, it's small but powerful. And so obviously I'm going to try to put this in a scavenging deck, and I figured it's fun to try to put it in Ashcan Pete, because I haven't played him in a bit, and he's very easy to just put a good deck into. The other card that I'm interested in trying is Survival Technique. So this is a 2-cost, 2 XP asset, agility icon, talents, signs traded. With a free trigger, choose a card you own that is attached to your location and exhaust the Survival Technique to add that card to your hand. And a free trigger during a skill test on a location or on a treachery attached to your location, you can exhaust Survival Technique. You get +2 skill value for this test. Now, I should have pulled this up ahead of time, but basically we have been informed that this works on investigation. Just like an investigate counts as a test on your location. Let me see if I can find the Survival Technique ruling. Here it is. Here we go. So yeah, yes, investigate counts as skill test from Alex Turner, the FFG rules specialist. So this is a +2 on any investigate. I think that is, on the one hand, I feel it's a little silly, but on the other hand, it's also like, I don't know, cards like whatchamacallit, the one where you move into fieldwork, those are not broken. I don't think this is particularly broken just because it like works on investigate. I think there have been some suggestions that this could be like broken with breach the door, because you could breach the door every location in the game. But I don't know. I'm not too upset about that ruling. I think it's a little unusual, but I think it's fine. So I see some people are in the chat. I hope you can all hear me. And if you have cards you want me to talk about, put them in the chat. I'm just gonna keep going with what I'm doing until somebody shouts at me to talk about a specific card. One thing to note is I'm going to be playing. The scenario is Dead Heat, which is a scenario from Scarlet Keys. And basically, my idea is I'm just going to pretend like I did the first scenario, got 5 XP in the first scenario, because I think that's like the normal maximum. And then my first stop was Marrakesh, which is where you do Dead Heat. So basically, I can put 5 XP in my deck. That's it. I think it's because I think Dead Heat's actually a pretty good like test scenario for early decks, because it's not a lot of XP, but it's a little bit of XP, and it asks quite a bit of people. All right, so let's see. We all know what Ash Completes do. So what do we put in this deck? I think it's not limited to one per. Snitch and the ruling on Eldritch Tongue. So that is 2 different questions. I'll definitely talk about Snitch, although that is technically not a new card, but still definitely gonna talk about it. So Snitch is a 1-cost 2 XP rogue event, favor trick traded. Fast, play after you succeed at a skill test while parlaying. Discover 2 total clues from among your location and connecting locations. I think this card broke. Like, maybe broken is too strong a word, but I think this card is way pushed above what it should be. The basic thing is that like we have 2 XP effects that can get you 2 clues from among your location connecting locations, but those are still reliant on a test. And so if it's like Seeking Answers, right? Seeking Answers level 2. 2 clues from among your location connecting locations, but if you autofill that, then you don't get your clues. With Snitch, you have succeeded before you get before you have to play Snitch. So there's no chance of Snitch failing, which I think is, I don't know. I don't know if that is something they considered while they were working on this card. I hope it was. I don't know. I think Snitch is too powerful as a fast get 2 clues. The ruling for Eldritch Tongue, I don't think this card parlays, but I also am in the world of like, if this is where they draw the line, I'm not particularly like upset about it. So for people who don't know, what we're talking about is there's this neutral card called Eldritch Tongue, which lets you replay cards with parlay from your discard pile as if they were in your hand. And as an additional cost, you remove the charge from Eldritch Tongue, and then you remove the card from your discard pile. I think that, by a very strict reading, the word parlay exists on Snitch. So if that's what you're looking for, then that's what you're looking for. I don't think that Snitch should work with Eldritch Tongue, but also I'm not like super bothered by it. I think that testlessly getting 2 clues with no chance of failure for 1 cost and 2 XP is too powerful. I think that's the problem. The fact that you can do it twice, yeah, I don't know. It's unusual. It's one of these things where it's like, yeah, it's probably fine. I have seen Alessandra. We've played through Carcosa with Alessandra and Wilson and Parallel Pete. Parallel Jim. And Alessandra's just been trivializing a lot of scenarios, which has kind of been interesting. All right. What to do with my deck? So I'm obviously going to put in 2 copies of Scavenging and a copy of Track Shoes. Bandages are never bad. Thoughts on Eye of Velusia versus English Bulldog 3 in Flex Alessandra? That is a question that is going to have a much, much longer answer than the ones we've done so far. So give me a second, because I do actually want to try to... let's see. Take heart. Let's... Alright, this is the problem with not doing deck building ahead of time, is that you end up like thinking a lot. Okay, so the British Bulldog, I do want to point out that the British Bulldog is actually 2 XP, it's not 3 XP. I think it's a neat little firearm. It's a 3-cost, 2 XP, item, weapon, firearm, illicit, 3 ammo. Spend an ammo fight, you can use agility instead of combat, you get +2 skill value. On the upgraded one, I believe on the level 0 one, you don't get any skill value. The attack deals +1 damage, and on the upgraded one you also ignore aloof, which is like whatever. It's pretty niche. And then after you fail skill test while parlaying with an enemy, you can put this into play from your hand, which is super cute. It's just like if you're parlaying somebody and they're not listening to you, you just pull out your gun. I think that the British Bulldog is kind of a it's interesting to have a gun in Rogue that lets you use agility instead of combat, because if you're someone like Kamani who has pretty poor combat but pretty high agility, that's really nice. I don't think this is like... It's hand slots and rogues are pretty competitive, and if you want to do damage as a rogue with a high agility, I would probably still be looking at backstab first. But I also think this is a good card, right? Like, getting a free gun is still nice, and getting something when you fail out of rogue is actually kind of weird, because that's not usually what they do. So, I don't know. I think British Bulldog is a perfectly fine card. I don't think it's like particularly noteworthy. The other card is Eye of Elusia, which is a card that I haven't really gotten around to like properly grokking, because this is a 4 XP card, 3 cost, and it's item relic spell. And you can spend an action to parlay, choose an enemy at your location until the end of the round. Each investigator gets +1 skill value of fighting, evading, or parlaying with the chosen enemy, and then you put a resource on the eye as a charge. And then as a free trigger, you switch between the Eye of Elusia and the Blade of Yoth, keeping the charges. And then the Blade of Yoth lets you spend 1 to 3 charges to fight. You can use willpower instead of combat if you want, and then you get +2 skill value, +1 damage for each charge spent as the action cost. And then as a free trigger, you can flip back, but then you have to discard all the charges. I think Eyes of Elusia is a bad weapon, and I think Eyes of Elusia is a good support card. If you are the fighter, then you do not want to be spending this many actions just to get the +1 damage bonus, right? Because basically, it takes you 2 actions to kill 2 health enemy. It takes you 3 actions to kill 3 health enemy. 4 actions to take 4 health enemy. That is not numbers that are gonna work, right? That is going to cause problems. However, you can support other teammates. So if you're someone like Carson or a support Alessandra, you can parlay with enemies that other people are going to kill, while also building up this like very powerful weapon that can do a lot of damage in a very short amount of time, but you have to spend actions early on. So I think this is actually more of a rogue card than a guardian card, despite being high speed guardian, which kind of puts it in like hope you're playing Alessandra territory. Because the thing is, like, if you're a guardian, are you really giving up a hand slot and an arcane slot for a card that is just like giving you +1 skill value for fighting an enemy? Just doesn't feel great. I don't know. I'm interested to see what people make of this. My experience, my thought, initial thought is like, I want a weapon that deals more damage, and doesn't take quite as many actions. Although it's, I don't know. There's fun stuff you can do with this card. Is I think the main thing is like my main takeaway. Like if you have a bandolier and you have this and your main weapon, you can use this once to give yourself a stat boost and then go fight a couple of times. And then by the end of the scenario, when like maybe the big boss shows up, you then have this like fully charged Eyes of Elusia, and then you go kill a couple of big enemies with it. That could be neat. I don't know. I think it's a weird card, and I kind of like that. Let's see, did I get... Alright, so back to the deck building. Definitely think we're doing 2... So I kind of don't want to do 2 survival techniques, because I'm really like... kind of want to spend my XP elsewhere. But also, if I want that card to like show up on time, maybe I should just put in... let's see, 1 copy, 2 copy, 1 copy. Let's put in some neutral skills. Perception overpowered are never bad. Let's put in some manual dexterity as well. And we put in old keyring. I don't think we have to put in old keyring. I mean, is old keyring better than putting stuff in Duke? That sounds wrong. Right now we have no hand slots, so I feel like we should put in a hand slot. And maybe we'll put in one of our off-class splashes there. I kind of like the idea of this deck running 2 magnifying glasses and a copy of... What's the card called? Here, Map the Area. Because we do have that ability to bounce it back to our hand. Which is kind Kind of neat. Okay, so this leaves us with 2 more slots. Matchbox. Yeah, the Matchbox is one of the new cards from... Oh, message got retracted. I assume you saw that it was already there. You like the section kit, Impede. That is an interesting choice, but not a bad one at all. Let's see, dissection kit. Also, yeah, let's go mouse mask. Honestly, mask might not be a terrible choice for like our off path. So would you prefer the section kit over Hawkeye folding camera? Because I feel like Hawkeye gives us the intellect boost and we're playing a scavenging deck. We want more intellect, right? Because like, don't get me wrong, the section kit's pretty nice if I can find where they put it. Where's the dissection kit? Oh, there it is. You get agility, combat, and then +1 sanity. You know, I'm gonna take one of these, and we'll figure it out in game. It's fine. Because we are playing a scavenging deck. Okay, but maybe then we don't want like all the magnifying glasses. I'll put in 1 copy of the Guardian thingamajig. Actually, I'll just put in a Vicious Blow. You can literally not go wrong with Vicious Blow. Okay, so how many cards is this? This is 20 cards. I think I want the Survivor permanent from Edge of the Earth in here. Where short supply. I kind of just want leather coat. And I still have a little bit of XP to spend, don't forget that. Maybe you should focus on spending that XP first. Oh, my leather coat got a... Because we've spent 2 XP so far and we get 5 XP to spend. So do we just pick up like a Plucky? Or maybe an upgraded Granny Orn? Let's not do the hatch yet. I mean, I prefer spending like small chunks of XP, but I feel like in this case I... Oh, actually, Sharp Vision's really good here, right? They're basically deductions that also help us trigger our... Also help us trigger our scavenging. So, are we doing Spell Shipment? I think I'm not doing Spell Shipment simply because... I am not playing like as part of a campaign, and I feel like putting a card that whose primary purpose is to add XP is kind of weird. This would not be the time for it to shine. I guess I could put in like a belt shipment if I've got a slot over at the end, just to show it off, but it's probably not the best. There's level... I was like, where's level 2 scavenging? See, it's my problem. I never use that card. I always just use level 0. Okay, so I have to take out the level 0, one of the level 2. Right. Wait, did I not put scavenging in this pile yet? What? Oh, wait, I did. I just... Okay, so we have 21 cards here. We have all our off-class. What do I think of Persistence? Persistence is, I believe, 1 XP? Yeah, this one. I'll pull it aside. Don't have to go out of TTS for that one. So you may commit Persistence to a skill test from your discard pile. If you do, shuffle it into your deck after this test end. I think if you're asking about it in like a general sense, I talked about that on a video. If you're talking about specifically here, I like it, but I think I want to put the 5 XP I've got towards like, well, 1 copy of the new talents, 1 copy of Scavenging 2, and 1 copy of Sharp Vision. And I think that kind of answers the question. No, it's no need to apologize. Like, it's definitely an interesting card to talk about. I just think that that's kind of the challenge with this card, is ultimately having a single wild icon added to something is not necessarily like end of the world. And I think that's the part where this card really struggles to like just justify its slot in your deck. If you're doing more aggressive drawing, I think that helps a lot. So let's see. Add Lucky, add Schaffner's Catalog. I'm probably also going to go LeBranche. I haven't picked an ally yet, is the thing. 2-1 Mask. Scavenging is too OP, wish they could to boot card. You are realizing that I can ban you from my chat, right? I can read the words you're saying and I will... I'm joking. To be clear, I am joking. I think Scavenging is a... See, the problem is that it's my favorite card. It's probably one of my favorite engine cards in the game. It is a... Oh, long shot. Right, that's a new card that should be in every deck. And then also, I should grab... For sure. Resourceful, or sorry, I think Scavenging is... The thing is that about Scavenging is that it didn't used to be overpowered, but then they printed Edge of the Earth, and they put, like, all the Scavenging support in there, and now it's probably overpowered. But even then, I'm not convinced that, like, it's necessarily the Scavenging problem. It's maybe just some of the support cards have gotten too good. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is. Like, personally, I really like Scavenging 0, which has that inbuilt action tax. So you do end up, like, having to slow down to play all your stuff. I understand that with, like, the level 2 Scavenging, that gets kind of rough. I still don't have an ally, chat. I need to. I need y'all to stop me before I forget to put an ally in my deck again, because I played through Carcosa's first scenario with Hank and completely forgot to put Peter Sylvester in my deck, and then struggled with horror and was like, "How did this happen? Why did I struggle with horror in this deck that I completely forgot to put an ally in?" We're not putting Peter. Could do more Scavenging. No. Let's. See, this is the thing about survivors. I'm not paying for. I'll just do LaBranche. LaBranche is never wrong. The thing about LaBranche is, like, she's rarely, like, the perfect choice, but she's hardly ever the wrong choice. We just have to got 2 cards in that case. Okay, so just to check, our off-class cards are Map the Area, Vicious Blow, Dissection Tools, Hawkeye, and Magnifying Glass. Seems like a good splash. I guess I can chuck the Vicious Blow for a second, Map the Area, because we have Long Shot now. Which, kind of wild that we just get that now. Go get the Luckies. I'll cut the Male Dexterity. I like Male Dexterity. I think it's a good card. But this is fine. So... I agree that Granny Orn 3 is like a really good card for this deck, but in case you missed it, we're playing Dead Heat with 5 XP. And 2 of that XP has to go to the new, or to one of the new cards we're playing, so we're not in a position to... that's fine. That's what LeBron's is for. Okay, so we have our Pete deck. Now the question, chat, who's the other investigator? So my first thought was Sister Mary. I want to take somebody who has a little bit of a combat leaning, like I want to be able to fight stuff, but yeah, we have a bunch of new blast cards, so I guess we could try Sister Mary, but also I don't know if all those cards made it into the mod yet. If not her, someone else who's a little fighty, maybe a rogue. Maybe I don't want to play Alessandra right now. Like no offense to all the Alessandra lovers, but I've been playing with Shahin, who's been playing a lot of Alessandra recently, and it's just like card's insane. So do we have any hot takes for which investigator I should play? I'm just going to check chat real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Sister Mary with 5 XP. That is indeed a bit of a bold choice on my side, but also, you know, let's see if we can make it work. So, as a reminder to people who have not seen her before, Sister Mary is the nun setup. You add 2 bless tokens. When the round ends, you add a bless. Ooh, Parallel Zoe is also a good choice. But if that's the case, I'm just gonna go Sister. Come on, I'm doing Sister Mary. Oh, you enjoyed my Amanda deck video. Thank you. I mean, now that you mentioned Parallel Zoe, I'm like, do I want to do Parallel Zoe? I think Parallel Zoe is a lot easier to put together. Not gonna lie, because like you can just put a good Dark Guardian deck in Zoe, and then it will work really well. Sister is definitely a lot harder to play. But I think, you know, chat, tell me, what would you rather see? Would you rather see Zoe or parallel Zoe, to be clear, or Sister Mary? Because, like, parallel Zoe's really... I haven't tried her yet. Parallel Zoe for sure better, yeah. I mean, it's Zoe. She's going to stab you with her knife. That's what she does. I mean, the fun thing about Sister Mary, I think, is that she's, like, not hard to pilot, necessarily. Oh, sorry, Sister Mary is very hard to pilot, but, like, she's more interesting. You said, I struggle. Yeah, of course you'd like me to struggle. Let's see, how does this work again? You deal one or more damage, you add a blast token after you reveal blast token, chaos tokens. I'm gonna put it in a pool. That's what polls are for, right? Start a poll. Which Guardian am I playing? Sister Mary, parallel Zoe. Yeah. So keep in mind this is 5 XP. I think I can make a pretty good Sister Mary deck with 5 XP. Let me check the let me check the cards here. Second wind, level 2, you say. Definitely interested in that. See, the funny thing about, like, Miracle Wish is, like, Sister Mary has a pretty mid Elder Shine. Like, it just adds more blast tokens to the back, so it's like, you know, whatever. But yeah, I think, the thing is, like, I get to play my own preview card, Ancestral Token, if we play Zoe, which is kind of neat. Didn't see her before. Yeah, Zoe is... I actually haven't played her yet, so kind of interested to see how she played. I'll give it, like, another minute or two, just to give some people a chance to react. I also need to remember that y'all are, like, 30 seconds behind at least. I don't know how long the delay is on... Okay, it's not that long, it looks like. I think Sister Mary was the first time I really felt like Guardian was a support faction more than it was a fight faction. And I really liked that. But also, I also feel like her power level is so intrinsically linked to blast tokens that it's so hard to evaluate her outside of, like, the Intimate cards pool and now the Hemlock Vale card pool. And I don't know. Alright, well, I'm calling the poll. Actually, wait, no, I'll give it a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Just, like, in a hurry, I guess. I mean, it doesn't look like there's other people voting, so... Of course, when somebody's going to vote, they're going to vote for Mary, and it's going to be a dead die anyway. Alright, poll's over. Sorry, Sister Mary, today's not the day. I will try you again some other day, for sure. Alright, so, Parallel Zoe. I need to remind myself what her actual, like, stuff is. So, after you deal 1 or more damage to an enemy, you get a blast token, but only once per phase. Before revealing chaos tokens, you can remove 3 blasts from the bag to deal +1 damage. Seems easy enough. And then her deck building, Guardian 0 to 3, Blast and Charm 0 to 4, neutral card 0 to 5, 5 Mystic cards level 0. Okay, let's have some fun with that. Oh, and we also are going to need... I think I'm just going to take the advanced signatures, because I haven't tried those yet either. So we can get a free engage by removing 2 blast tokens from the bag, and we can make it very nasty. Yeah, I know it's 1 blast per phase. I am very well aware. I have made a video on Parallel Zoe, and I'm gonna see how well I remember all the tricks I put in that video. So, we definitely want a copy of Afuda. It's a neat little card. And I'm kind of leaning, like, if you're playing Zoe and you're not playing Machete, are you really playing Zoe? I rest my case. Alright. So, I think since we only get 5 XP, I'll go Guard Dog over Beat Cup. But yeah, this is one of the ways to get more blasters out of Zoe's ability, is the enemy attacks, assuming they're attacking an enemy phase. That's a different point to do a point of damage, so that's very nice. Let's put a copy of Safeguard in as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, that's the one. Do I want to try? Let's look at Mystic cards real quick and see what my splash might look like. Because it's up to 5 level 0 Mystic cards. So it can be any card. I like the idea of taking Voice of Ra, because that's a good way to get a lot of money if we have a lot of Bless tokens in the bag. And Guardian, historically, like, if we're playing Zoe and we don't get Zoe's actual, like, ability, then getting some extra Blesses is really nice. I think there's obviously, like, the Sixth Sense play you can take, but I'm personally... There's not going to be any Curse tokens in the bag for me to worry about, so that's fine. That's not that useful. Should definitely put a mask in, though, because we get Charmed access, so we get masks. Oh, this is not a charm. More nice. No. I think I'm gonna go a little bit of a... Oh, actually, yes, that is both thematic and actually what I want, which is canceling annoying treacheries while also caring about blast tokens. So yeah, we're paying 2 of those, and let's just put in a Razor. Because actually, is there any weird way? Yeah, let's just do a Spectral Razor. You can literally never go wrong with Spectral Razor IMO. Alright, cards that I want to add is Purified, and Vicious Blow, and Daring, and let's do... Are there any knives? I mean, I guess there's... We're putting 1 copy in, chat. We're putting in 1 copy of Grease Runes, because at the end of the round, that is one way to get a Blessed token. You don't need to splash it for the ward, right? Oh, it's Blessed! Yeah, you're right. It is Blessed. I don't need to spend a splash on that. You are entirely correct. So then I get 1 more Mystic card. Drain Essence? I haven't tried... Like, no, let's just do Drawn to the Flame. I haven't played with Drawn to the Flame yet. Me talking about other content creators. Alright. But yes, very good point. That is a... Alright, so we have 5 XP to spend total. So obviously we take agency backup and call it a day. No. String of Curses is, I feel, only really good in either specific scenarios where you can benefit off of the... destroying very powerful cultists, or if you can play it multiple times, which neither of which are things that like Zoe is particularly skilled at. So preferably I would use this to get some kind of shenanigan. Oh, we don't have charisma. No. Okay, so to be clear, Nephthys is like the correct choice for Parallel Zoe. But also, I'm gonna try something else. But also, know that I have seen it and know that it is incredibly good on her. This card is so bad, but also very funny. I don't think that's what we want, but... Oh, yeah, Radiant Smite. That's a card. And actually, in this scenario, I think Righteous Hunt also very good. So let's do those 2. And then actually, okay, let's remove one copy of Righteous Hunt, and we can put in the Guardian Covenant. Just like, again, maybe a little bit of a boring choice, but being able to kind of stop Blessed bleeding from the bag, as it were, is very important. Okay, let me look at my deck real quick and see if there's anything missing. We have weapons, we have an ally, we have an accessory, we have a way to generate bless tokens. We get to add a mask. Let's put a mask in. And let's put in, I think I'm just going to put Tempt Fate in here, because it's like a good way to get some blesses in early. Or we could do Book of Psalms. No, we already have a bless generator. I keep forgetting that. So let's just do... Would you play Blessed Blade 4 in this deck? So that's an excellent question. The short answer is yes. The slightly longer answer is if I had more than 4 XP, yes. Or more than 5 XP, yes. So, Blessed Blade level 4, still 3 cost. Same trade, same slot. Fight, you get +2 for combat for this attack. If the attack is successful, deals +1 damage. Bonus, nice little detail here. If you're attacking somebody engaged with another investigator, you miss, you only deal 1 damage, because the +1 damage is only on success. You return each bless token revealed during this attack to the Chaos bag, which is nice. It has the built-in Sacred Covenant, basically. And you may exhaust it to deal to add 2 blesses to the bag. I think the thing is just like you get free bonus damage, basically, or you get free bonus blesses for having this in play, and then this is just a machete, basically, like it's an overcosted, but it's comparable to the what was the card called? Timeward Brand? It's like comparable to Timeward Brand, and it's slightly cheaper to play. So like I think the numbers on that are perfectly reasonable. I think you should play that deck. Play Survival Knife for different phase damage. It's not a bad idea, but I think we already have 4 hand slots, so we don't necessarily want the Survival Knife. On the other hand, Enchanted Blade does run out. Let's do 1 Survival Knife, assuming I can find any of these cards. There it is. And a Wolf Mask. Maybe we do 2 Wolf Masks. Yeah, let's try this. Let's try this. If it goes terribly, I will just blame RNG. Oh, I do need a random basic weakness. Ah, yes, we're bleeding out. Alright. Let's bring up Scarlet Keys. Let's place Dead Heat. Dead Heat. We need to update the Gale's bag. And I think we're just gonna add a tablet token. So remove a Elder Thing and add a second tablet. Actually, let's just do 1-on-1. That seems like a reasonable way to test this scenario. Okay, so for those of you who have not played this scenario before, we are now part of the Foundation, and we have to help. We've been brought to Marrakesh in search of someone named Amaranth, who we believe is causing some trouble here. So our objective is going to be to find Amaranth and deal with her. We also have to protect civilians. So there are going to be... Do we not have to place the civilians right now? Oh, that's literally the first line there. Okay. So there's not, like, So the question you're asking is there a standalone version of the scenarios in Scarlet Keys? The answer is yes and no. The thing is that there's nothing like stopping you from just doing what I'm doing, which is going, well, I'll just skip the first scenario and then move straight to Marrakesh and assume I got 5 XP in London and then just go Marrakesh, because that's a reasonable thing to do. There are no, I believe there's no like rules in the book for doing standalone, but the normal standalone rules should work just fine. Yeah, so let's do a quick check on the scenario. We have currently 0 civilians slain. These resource tokens represent the civilians. If too many of them get killed, it gets harder. We don't have any cultists in the back, so we don't have to worry about that. We have 1 tablet, which is a -1. If we take a point of damage, we're fine. Otherwise, a civilian at your location is slain. If there are no civilians at the location, we don't have to take the damage. And then the other thing is a -3, but if we fail, we choose and discard a card from our hands. Locations, we start at a railway station. There is the tomb. There is the Jema El Fan Square. There is the tanneries. And there is the Baya Palace Gardens. The agenda, 1A, gnashing teeth. You have the distinct feeling of being followed. Every risen enemy and each ghoul enemy gains spawn random location. And then at the end of this round, investigators at a ritual site location may spend the requisite number of clues to advance. We don't currently have a ritual site in play. So let's start with our opening hands. Hi Metastrophic, hi Delam. We are playing Ashcombe Pete, trying to show off what were the cards again? The survival training and the new matchbox. As well as Parallel Zoe with, did we actually put, what were the new cards we've put in? We've put in Purified, we've put in Wolf Mask, we've put in Ancestral Token of Fuda. So like we're just doing some random tokens, or some random stuff. Alright, so opening hand here, we don't need Tula branches, we don't need to map the areas. We probably want to put the catalog back as well, because we would like to hit that with short supply as well. I like the idea of keeping map the area for now. The card is performing way... Ashken and Zoe not spicy? Oh, come on, that's plenty spicy. I guess that is literally like a Dunwich pairing. Swap the Hanka Wilson. I've already played a bunch of Hanka Wilson. Not on the channel, but, you know. I did not... Oh, okay. Chat, that's not fair. I didn't refuse to play. I asked you who do you want to play, and y'all voted for Zoe. Alright. Honestly, this is a keep. I feel like this is just a keep, right? We just have Wolf Mask, Machete, Cross, and then we just start murdering people. Like, this seems really good. Yeah, we'll keep that. So let's discard 10 cards. I'm not quite sure what you mean, Dylan. Is Parallel Zoe potentially better than who? There's so much bless support in Hemlock. There is definitely some good bless support. But... Ooh, we hit our survival technique. We hit both our resource... Damn it! We hit both our... Oh no! It happened! Okay, we hit both our scavenging, both our resourceful, and our survival technique with our short supply. So we got absolutely destroyed by that. That is wonderful. Alright. Let's see what we can do about this. Okay, so... let's play Lebranche. Let's play a matchbook, which comes in with 3 supplies. And let's... So we get a free move here from the Marrakesh railway station. It's part of its free triggered ability. I think we want to make our way to the tanneries, actually, because I remember that being kind of low shroud. So, okay, this is a lot of clues. Maybe we want to stay here. Yeah, I will investigate with map the area. I will add my willpower. So this is 6 versus 3. 0, excellent. So instead of discovering clues, I will attach map the area. Every test at the square is now 1 easier. Alright, play Machete, play Wolf Mask, play Zoe's Cross. That's my turn. I guess also free trigger move over here. Actually, no, let's stay here, because we might need to deal with some enemies that spawn at random locations. Upkeep. Thanks, game. Oh, it's getting exciting. Alright. How does this work again? Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded. Attach Smite the Wicked to that enemy and spawn at location for this has been a very, very rough start to the scenario. Losing all of my stuff. Oh, but we don't draw it, do we? Okay, phew. So we spawn a Thrall at the location furthest from Zoe. Just be the Tanneries. Thralls are 2-1, 2-2-1. First copy you draw each round gains Surge. Fortunately, we did not draw this one. We spawned it. And as a free trigger, you can attempt to evade, but then it gains Alert for the evasion attempt. It fights for 1 damage. This one, however, gets +2 fight, +2 health, so it's a 4-4-1. Which, means we might be able to evade it pretty well. Alright, Doom on. Frozen in Fear, everybody's favorite. Who doesn't love Frozen in Fear? And a Ravenous Ghoul. So this spawns at a random location. Spawns at the square. So right on top of... Chat, what have I done to deserve this? Alright. So we gotta, intervene or people are gonna start dying. So let's have Zoe go first. Free trigger, move over here with the ability on the railway station, and then first action, let's move in here. So free trigger, choose a risen enemy from the encounter discard pile, spawn engage with you. You get clues on the Tanneries equal to the enemy's health. And if it has no civilians, we swap it. Okay, so 2 clues here, 3 civilians still here, I believe. Where did the other... Oh, there it is. It's like, where did the civilian go? And then this Thrall has a 4-4... I didn't play Alessandra, I got what I deserved. Tough but fair. Okay, so we engage an enemy. Do I want to just... I think I just want to chop it twice. Although I am fighting, 5 feet... Yeah, okay. So when I engage an enemy... I'll exhaust, spend a resource to do 1 damage. And when I do damage to an enemy, add a blast to the chaos bag. 1 down. And then I'm going to attack, committing Daring and Vicious Blow. So we are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, V4. Alright, we deal 3 damage, which kills this Thrall. And we draw a card because of Daring. It's group limit once per turn, not once per round. So you can everybody can use it. And I believe that has been checked with the developer. You can, it's just, I believe, to stop people from doing all kinds of bouncing back and forth situations, but everybody gets to use this once per turn. So, or rather, on my turn, I get to use it, and then somebody else gets to use it on their turn. So if everybody starts here, everybody gets to use this, but they just don't get to all do it during the first person's turn. It's a weird little wording, but it does actually work that way. And then for my last action, I think I'm just going to draw a card, because we are out of... Harrigan! That's the one that got me confused. Okay. Is Parallel Zoe better than Mark Harrigan? So it's best supporting him. I think they're, it's comparing a little bit apples to oranges. I think that... I don't think that Parallel Zoe is better than Mark, because Mark gets so much card draw from his abilities. But Zoe has a better synergistic package, I think. So it ends up being Mark is just generically incredibly good, and Zoe is very specifically good in a certain situation. Alright, we have a Ravenous Ghoul here. And as I don't feel like taking a bunch of attacks opportunity, let's try to fight it. So, yeah, we're committing this. So this is a fight base skill value of 4. Costs 2 actions because of Frozen in Fear. And if it's successful, deal 1 damage to that enemy. So let's see, this is 4 against 2 because the -1 difficulty. That's a -4. We will throw in the we will play lucky. We will succeed. Kill the goal. Exhaust Labranche to draw a card. Draw another matchbox. I think we're tossing the matchbox to ready Duke. And then we'll investigate here at 4v2. That succeeds. We'll get a clue. And then end of the round, we test 4v2. Sure. Alright, upkeep. Why am I not... Why am I not getting this hand? Did I accidentally turn hands off? That's odd. Should be seeing this, right? Oh well. Okay, we drew a Schaffner's Catalog and we drew a guard dog. Excellent. We need some money for the guard dog, but we're, otherwise we're fine. Alright, hopefully this turn will be slightly less mean. Okay, Grasping Hands. Test Agility 3. For each point we fill by, we take a point of damage. That is potentially a little scary in this scenario. Like, damage is definitely one of the things, but if we draw +1, we're totally fine. And it's a goal! Ghoul spawns in the tomb. Unfortunately, I know it has like an ability that if it's like it exhausts stuff or something, but only if it's revealed, I think. So looks like Zoe's gonna have to go run over. Action move here. Action move here. 1 shroud gets +1 shroud for each civilian on it, so currently 4 shroud. When a non-elite enemy enters or spawns at the tombs before it engages any investigators, exhaust it. And then it has the swapping ability. I'm gonna fight here. And I'm gonna... So 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm gonna commit Purified. So this is one of the new cards. You can commit it to any skill test. If the test is successful, for each point you succeed by, you can add blesses or remove curses. Thank you for watching. Oh, have mercy. Alright. Yeah. That sure just happened. Alright. This location has -1 shroud. So it's now currently difficulty 1. I'm gonna investigate with Duke. Succeed. I'm going to toss the catalog to ready and investigate again. A -1, but I have to take a point of damage or a civilian gets killed. I will take a point of damage on Labranche. I will exhaust Labranche to draw a card. Ooh, dissection tools. Do like that. There's also, okay, if there's one or more civilians in the location, reveal top 6 cards of your deck. You may play an asset from among those cards paying its cost, shuffle the rest into your deck. The problem is that we don't have a lot of money right now. And all our scavenging stuff got binned, so I would like to... I'm just going to draw another card. Like, at this point I feel I just have to loop my deck, just so I can get the cards that this deck revolves around back into my deck. Alright, enemy phase. We take a damage in a horror. Feel kind of bad about it. Speaking of feeling bad about it... I have not had this happen before. Or, that's not true. I've had this happen before, but not recently this bad. Hey, more ghouls. And railway station. Alright. Don't be frozen in fear. Cornered. Test combat 3. If you fail, either civilian is slain or you take a point of damage for each point you fail by it. Zoe's not afraid. She will spend her wolf mask charge to be 6 on 3. Very well. Alright. Let's see. Well, we gotta kill this ghoul minion, so let's do that first. Very nice. And because that wasn't a point of damage, we get to add a blast token. Matt, you say this like this isn't how the bag always tricks me. There's a reason why Stella is my favorite investigator, and it's because I still get stuff done despite trying like 5 autofills every scenario. I think I just have to go, like, here I go killing again. Alright, go over here, attack again. Hey, 2+1s. Also, sorry, when I engage that enemy, I get to replenish an offering. So, very nice. Alright, yeah, back over to Ash Compete. I think we just, like, clear this. And then... Sorry, I need to check my discard file. Is the other Schaffner in here? It isn't... Oh, wait, no, it is. There it is. I think we just draw another card. Oh, Hawkeye. Okay. Live and Learn's not in this deck. Because this is a scavenging deck, which doesn't want... Well, sometimes they want Live and Learn. Alright. I have no idea. I don't think this is very good in this scenario. Because you're worried about all the cultists, or about all the civilians, but maybe. I don't know. I put it in there as like a, hey, this is a way to do damage in like, another phase, but... Okay, Thrall. Spawns at a random location, which is the Palace Garden. And also, it gets Surge into a Grasping Hands. I don't have money for all of this, so I'm going to commit the Track Shoot. Oof. I'm getting what I deserve, yes. I know, I'm bad at this game. Touch of the Beyond. Put a Doom on the asset with the highest cost. Well, that's my machete. Is there any way for me to get rid of the machete? I don't think so. Alright. I think our plan should be to put down like Magnifying Glass, Hawkeye, and then try to clear this location. Because once we get that +1 intellect, it's going to get really nice. Like, the dissection tools is very good, and I can definitely see... I could also see getting the dissection tools down instead. The problem is that, like, the enemies are popping up all over the map, and Zoe's the one hunting them down, not Ashcan. So I think I'm gonna go with the intellect, like the investigation line. Which maybe it's overkill, I don't know. Because, like, we don't... Do we need the boost? Maybe. So that's one to... play Hawkeye, Magnifying Glass is fast. To investigate here at 5v2. Let's make it 6v2. Or 5v1, rather. Nice. Get a clue. And then I think I'm just going to do like 3v1, because that's still reasonable. Yep. Alright. Things are progressing. I won't say looking up, but, you know, stuff's happening. I'll free trigger, move into the gardens. Force Shroud, after you rescue a civilian here, you can heal damage or horror. This is also the ritual site. And then it has the same abandoned text. We engage an enemy, so our wolf mask recharges. And then we try to hit it with a machete, because that's what you do in this game. Nice. We add a blast token. I feel that playing Drawn to the Flame as literal last action is a terrible idea, but yeah, let's not do that. Let's be at least a little bit safe. All right. I know I'm a coward. Hey, it's an eternal injury. More grasping. For fuck's sake. All right, throw in the dissection tools. I'm gonna fucking die to these grasping hands. Alright, this is fill by 2, so we'll take 2 damage. I have bandages in here, like maybe that'll help. Another Thrall. I should just put this pile over here. In the tombs, which means that it's exhausted. Excellent. Which then surges into cornered. Put up. Do we need to boost this? I think we boost this with the Wolf Mask. Okay. The answer was no, we didn't necessarily need to boost it, but also didn't really hurt. Speaking of not really hurting, I think I'm on plan. Clear this. Move. Oh, move here, and then free trigger move here, so that when this thing readies, it will engage Zoe. And then Ashcan. All right, so we're in a position to potentially start making some headway. Let's investigate. I'll get to your question in a bit, Matt. Sorry, I'm trying to do like math on. I don't want to discard, but I also don't want to ready or exhaust Duke. I think I just investigate 3v0 here and use up my thing. Could have gone for it. Alright, I'll use Sacred Covenant with the blast back in. I can't ready Duke because Duke was not exhausted. And now I will exhaust Duke to go over to the Tanneries and investigate there, committing Sharp Vision. Oh, also, sorry, I get evidence on, which actually I can do this. So I have +1 willpower. Very nice. Get 2 clues. And then exhaust the branch to draw a card. Hey, it's another branch. So we need to get 4 clues to the ritual sites, but, you know, fuck that. Oh, we get another evidence on the... Okay, full camera, which means we now have +1 intellect. Excellent. Draw a card. Oh, Sparrow Mask. So, meta question. Do you think with Masks and Blast deck that the autofill protection is the key to winning Arkham? I feel like the answer has always been, like, compression is the key to winning Arkham. It's... Failing tests is part of what the game is about. I actually think that putting too much autofill protection in the game makes the game much less interesting. Although I also have been in situations where I've been like, I'm not counting that because that sucks. If you're looking at like higher difficulty, I do think that autofill protection and like the ability to ignore a couple of key tokens is definitely very powerful. I think masks make hard a lot easier in that sense, where like the ability to be 3 or 4 over on every test is a lot more achievable now than it was a couple of years ago. But also, I don't play a lot of Hard on Expert, so I don't know, and I don't really have a sense on that meta. I think, yeah, I would argue that the masks don't change because Streetwise and Higher Education already existed. They just make that playstyle more possible in different ways. I still think compression is like the name of the game. If you want to... It's compression and Tesla stuff. But yeah, I mean, I also don't think you're wrong. I also think that, yeah, having ways to mitigate the autofill, it makes those Tesla stuff, or makes the cheat boosts we now have a little bit better. Alright, upkeep. And this thing readies. Like half tempted to have that thing punch me just to... Okay, Compulsion. Found in red. I don't believe this is a coterie, so this just searches. Frozen Affair. I'll accept it. Yeah, I think that's the key metrophic is like you have compression, you have testless, you have pushing tests through, which I think is what you mean with like autofill protection, and then having ways to boost tests really high. There are different ways of getting things done, and I think we're in a position now where all of them have at least some merit. Also, this should have 1 more charge on it, or 1 more offering on it, because we engage this enemy. So, yeah, I don't think... I certainly think that I'm a bad judge of picking which one is the correct option, because I suck at this game, and always have, and I kind of intend to always, to not be good at this game. So yeah, I think it's mostly choice about like what's your preference, right? And how do you want to approach this game? Fight the Thrall. Did I just miss? Seriously? Come on. Alright, swing it again. Do I commit something? No. There we go. Frozen Affair, 4 against 3. Don't love that. Come on, Blast Token. Yes! Yes! Blast Token actually made me pass. That counts. We count those. Alright, we have to do Compulsion. Reveal random token. Worst time for that one to show up, but sure. Let's exhaust Duke to move over here. We're testing at 4, 5, 6 v4, 7 v4. Nice. And then let's investigate again. We're testing at 4v... Nah, I don't like 4v4. I might bot spawn by accident. I'll draw a card. Yeah, and then I'll play Sparrow Mask. That's not where that goes. Alright, upkeep. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like Sister Mary might have been the pick here. Like, we're not really getting more than one Blast Token from Zoe so far. I don't know, maybe the bag's just been kind of ruthless. Alright. So, no civilians have been killed. Oh shit. There are no elite enemies in play, so I think we have to choose to let 2 civilians die. Which is a big oof, but also, you know... Also, we should probably get a move on, because this is indicating that, like, this scenario has been going a little bit longer than it like, we've been going a little slower than we probably should have been. Ooh, the fun one. The classic. Well, Pete's not the one trying to get blast. It's Zoe. Oh my. There is a single -4 in this bag. I just want to point that out, right? Like, there's one of them in there. Alright, let's do a compulsion test. Alright, we're still not compulsed. I mean, we gotta advance at this point, right? Like, you gotta have stuff happening. Alright, so spend 4 clues. Amaranth, night has come. Spawn the center side, Amaranth enemy at the Palace Gardens, corruption side, face up. And we can now save civilians. She has the last blossom. Hello, there it is. Right? She does get the bot, yeah. Save the civilians. And then shuffle the Khalid enemy into the encounter deck. These two don't show up. When did these two show up? Right, they show up after this. Civilians are under attack. You may be able to avert the massacre. Spend the clue to rescue a civilian from your location, play it on the card. When the game ends, flip the card. Alright, so 3, 6, 4, Hunter. When damage or horror from Amaranth's attack is assigned to an asset, defeat that asset and shifts all of her attached key. Her key is the last blossom. When it shifts, she heals 1 damage from each enemy in play. Big oof. Alright, we are going to try to evade Amaranth. Actually, we're going to try to punch Amaranth in the mouth first, which is a 2 on 3, and I'll commit take heart. I just wanted to draw 2 cards and gain 2 resources. That's literally the only thing I wanted. I don't want to punch her in the face. I'll try to evade Amaranth. I'll use Sparrow Mask. I'm up by 1. Unbelievable. I'll try to map the area. And I'll commit a perception. We're adding willpower. We'll put that blast back in the bag. So we draw a card with perception. Actually, we draw a card with LeBranch first. Then we draw a card with perception. and we attach map the area to this location, which makes Amaranth a little easier to deal with. Oh! The scenario certainly is doing things. Let's drill into the flame. I guess I have to draw the card. Did I shuffle? I get the feeling I didn't shuffle. Great. Tanneries, which then surges into the start of reasoning. Cannot perform the same kind of action twice in a row. That's fine. Can I get to the tanneries and avoid a bloodbath? Think so. Think we're fine. Right? Move here. Disengages me. So I can't move again. But I can free trigger move. So I can end up, I think I can end up at the tanneries with the thrall engaged with me, which is good enough for me. So actually, yeah, I'm gonna free trigger move. So now I'm over here, which gives me -1 difficulty on my test, which is nice. I'm gonna swing my machete at this ghoul minion. There are 2 dead civilians, so it's a -1. Kill this thing, I get a bless token. And then last action, I will walk over here. This thing engages me. End of my turn. Test willpower 3. Hey, that's a good one. Alright, so enemy phase. Guard dog takes a damage, which puts the damage on Thrall, which adds another bless token. And then upkeep. Who's everybody's favorite lady? It's Amaranth. She's here to murder you. Anon. Each card costs +1 to play. It's probably fine here. I had some cool plays in mind, but nothing that, like, can't wait. This, however, is a massive fucking pain in my ass. Pardon my language. It's I'm getting a little fed up with how the game's been going, as you can tell. I'll commit Spectral Razor. I don't want to take... Okay, yeah, this is totally fine. We take 1 damage, and we're fine. I really wish I could put this on Amaranth. I think a lot of people have said that over the years. So, like, I feel my play should be to detonate a Radiant Smite in Amaranth's face. We might also want to rescue a couple of civilians. Because, like, Zoe can move up as her first action, which the Thrall and the Guard Dog, like, the Guard Dog just eats the Thrall. At which point, yeah, we can, like, snipe Amaranth. I kind of like this idea. I'm gonna try this. It'll probably backfire horribly, but yeah. Okay, so move action, provokes that opportunity. This happens. Then we have to pay 2 in order to play Radiant Smite, because everything is 1 more expensive, because of famine. So when the initiative attacks, search the Chaos Bag for up to 3 blesses and seal them. So... Oh, wait, no. Seal, seal, seal. So this is going to be 4 damage. And then we could remove 3 blesses to have it deal +1 damage, but if we do that, it is going to defeat the enemy, which we actually don't want. So I'm actually okay with doing it like this. Yeah, let's do it like this. Okay, but then we're attacking at 4. We get +3 skill value, so 7 versus 3. Okay, yeah, we don't need to boost further than that. Alright, so we release all the tokens. We deal 4 damage to Amaranth, which puts her to 5 out of 6. like we could literally just engage her. But also, I'm kind of hoping that Ashcan is gonna evade her, and then we can do it that way. So I'm gonna spend my last action to spend one of these clues to rescue a civilian. And then when the civilian gets rescued, heal a damage or horror. Please. I'm begging you. Alright. Over on this side, we're gonna try to evade. So first we have to do compulsion. Oof. I think we take this one on the face because we don't want Amaranth to heal. On the other hand, she could just kill LeBranche. Yeah, she just killed LeBranche. This is fine. So, when damage or horror is assigned to an asset, defeat that asset, and she shifts each of her attached keys. So she's going to heal 1 damage from herself. Sure, I can live with that. In that case, we're going with plan B. The B is for murder. I think also one of these replenishes. Commit and overpower and just try to eat her. Also, sorry, we have to spend 2 actions clearing that. Yeah, so -3. I think we pass because, as a reminder, base value for 5, 6, and then we have -1 difficulty, so she succeed by 1. We do not fail. We do 2 damage to her. She has 6 damage on her. Actually, we'll draw a card first. This game has literally 0 chill right now. I've had it be this bad before, but like, oh dang. Okay, so when she will be defeated, advance. We managed to fight off her phase 1, but of course there's a phase 2. She keeps all her damage. Move her to a random location with no. Oh right, she's gonna murder somebody. Both copy of the Ancient Raiders into the encounter deck, and she flipped over to her Corruption Revealed. And goes to Tenaries, which is not that far away. Alright. And then we go to enemy phase, I think. So, in the enemy phase, Amaranth's going to kill a civilian. When that happens, she shifts her key. And we go to upkeep. So our objective now is kill Amaranth, basically. But obviously we need to rescue the civilians. I just got rid of that. Well, she heals another point of damage. No, not like this. Not like this. Well, Zoe's got enough money right now, so commit this. I feel like this is going to be oof times 6. Okay, so we take 2 over. This feels like it should be statistically impossible. Or improbable. Wait, no, we don't, sorry, we don't take 2 hover. We take 1 hover. Because there's a map the area here. So we only failed by 2. Or failed by 1? We failed by 1. Difficulty 2. We were at 5. We drew -4. Yeah, so we should take 1 over there. Alright. I feel like despite having taken 4 damage, I think Ashkan's probably kind of fine because he's got bandages here. Just needs the money for the bandages. But like Zoe with the horror is a lot more scary. So redo the scenario with Sister Mary. Sister Mary would have no problem with all this horror. I can tell you that much. I mean, I would like to redo the scenario with actually drawing the cards that like I built the deck around. That would be neat. But we can't have nice things, so... yeah, let's rescue a civilian here. To heal 1 horror, because we do want to try to keep Zoe alive. Do I just try to like out DPS her? I think I do. Walk into the club like, what up? You're about to get hurt. Alright, so on engage, I'll spend a resource to deal 1 damage. When that happens, add a bless token. It's the fight y'all came to see, Zoe versus Amaranth. Alright, let's check for compulsion. Okay, compulsion's fine. Oh, this place should be swapped. Sorry. We've rescued all the civilians here, which makes this place now abandoned. Which is going to be this one. Forced at the... Oh, oh sorry. This is a weird TTS bug that sometimes happens. End your turn here, take a damage or a horror. So... You know, a nice place to be, obviously. I think I walk over to the train station and rescue 2 civilians. Because, like, there's not a lot I can do here. I did just spend the clues, right, chat? Sorry, I was, like, half paying attention. I seem to remember spending 2 clues for rescuing 2 civilians. If I didn't, then you should let me know. Also, sorry, I should use this. Yeah. Hi, Monkey Cats. We're experiencing the highs and lows of randomness in the way that only Arkham can. Alright, so when she attacks, she shifts each of her attached keys. So heals a horror, or heals a damage. If damage or horror is it's an asset, defeated asset, so I'm gonna put 1 damage here, 1 damage and horror here. So that's gonna do 8 damage back at her, which means we add another bless token to the bag. Time to start spending these blesses. And then after an enemy attack deals damage to you, during the enemy phase, exhaust, survival knife, fight. I'm going to chuck in... I don't have to chuck in the Reaper's Wound yet. I can just use the Wolf Mask. So we are attacking at 8v4, and we're going to remove 3 blasts from the bag with Zoe's ability to have this attack deal +1 damage. So this is a 3 damage swing. We succeed. Well, we're getting there. Ooh. Are they still spawning at random locations? Yep. Yeah, so this one is worse than the other one. When you attack you, it also kills a civilian and it has retaliate, so... Fun combo of things. Oh! And another one of those. Onto the garden. Alright. So the thing is, I feel like I can kill Amaranth here, right? Because she needs 12 damage to be defeated. She's at 8 right now. We've got a machete. You know, do the math. The challenging part is... yeah. Because currently, we've had 3 people be slain, 4 people be rescued. I'll check compulsion first. Okay. So what we can do is we can run into the tombs and we can rescue 3 more civilians. Yeah, so Cesar token, like, a preview card, so obviously I'm excited about it, but, like, it seems like a really good card. Wait, no, I can't rescue this last one because then the ability turns off. I'll free trigger, move over here, and I'll rescue everybody in the tombs. 1 person is not in the tomb anymore. I will shoot. I will rescue 2 people in the tombs, and I will play bandages in case it becomes relevant. I guess we... Did somebody die here? Or is it just, like, a resource token stuck somewhere? I assume somebody must have died here. Alright, well, let's see if Zoe can finish the job. She usually can. Attack Amaranth with machete. I am currently Up by 3. Committed John the Blade, up by 4. And let's go one more time. Up by 3. So she's gonna retaliate. Which means that she heals the damage. Oh no. Let's see. I think. No, I can't. Like, I have to kill her now. Right? Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay. We're just gonna draw like 4 blesses here. I'm gonna swing the machete at her. I'm gonna spend 3 blesses. So the thing is, I can still win here. I just have to hit. The problem is, I'm only attacking at 5v4, and I have nothing left to commit. Come on, bless token. Well, that's probably game. So, yeah, I have to do +1 bless tokens and go for it, and then draw -3. So, retaliate triggers again. She goes down to 8. And then enemy phase. Kills civilian here. There's no civilians here anymore. So this hunts over here. And attacks Zoe, who fucking dies. I don't think I have to resolve this 4th effect, unfortunately, because it's just Zoe's already dead. Well, chat, I think I'm gonna call it there, because I don't think... I mean, I'm sure Pete could probably win this if, I just was like, fuck you! Yeah, I did. The problem is that I did the math, and the math was that I was damned if I do, damned if I don't. Better to try. So yeah, what do we learn? We learned that short supply is not all upside, despite my previous assertions that it was. Because as a reminder, when we hit short supply, we short supplied away our survival technique, one of our sharpeners, both of our scavengings, and both of our resourcefuls, which are kind of inherent to the deck, and so we never actually got to play the deck that I designed it. Zoe actually played pretty well. Obviously, I should have played Sister Mary. That is clearly my fault. Had I played Sister Mary, this entire game would have gone different, clearly. Sarcasm here. But yeah, I don't know. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any cards from Hemlock Vale you'd like to... yeah, Pete's gonna resign at this point. Like, I'm not gonna play that. We're doing deck testing. I'm not gonna finish it at this point. If there are any cards from Hemlock Vale you'd like my comments on, let me know right now, because that's kind of what this was about before the Chaos Bag started to like punch me in the groin repeatedly. I have the... yeah, I would have probably had another Oof, you're correctly. I would probably have drawn the Elite enemy, because that one's still in the deck, isn't it? And which causes all the Hunter enemies to attack again. So, there would have been another Oof. Yeah. If there are any cards in this list you want my input on, let me know right now. Okay, can I just blow all your minds right now real quick? So, Antediluvian Hymn, right? 2 cost, 0 XP Mystic event. Double, you spend an extra action, you reveal top 5 cards in the encounter deck. For each card revealed this way, you can add a curse token to the back, put the card on the bottom of the encounter deck, rest goes to the top in any order. Perfect card for everybody's favorite Gloria, right? She's definitely, one of the Glorias, of all the Glorias we have. Great Gloria card. Except for, it doesn't work with Gloria. Because Gloria says, when you look at cards from the encounter deck, you look at one more, she doesn't trigger on reveal. So Antediluvian Hymn doesn't work with Gloria. Let's see. Show us a cracked out snitch deck. You're just going to have to ask Shahin for that one. Gloria's not actually an investigator. You're not wrong. Okay, the rogues stick to the plan. Yes, I will talk about that one, because I think it's neat. I actually think this is a pretty cool card. Bewitching. So, 3 XP permanent, or well, level 3 permanent, but exceptional, so 6 XP. Before you draw your opening hand, search your deck for up to 3 different trick cards, attach them face down to Bewitching, shuffle your deck. Reaction: when you engage an enemy, exhaust Bewitching, either draw an attached card or search the top 9 cards of your deck for a copy of an attached card, draw it, shuffle your deck. I like this card a lot. I think it's neat to see Stick to the Plan taken to a different faction. I feel that this is a... I think this is an appropriate amount of XP for this effect. The only card that I'm like a little worried about is Easy Mark. Because Easy Mark is a trick, and getting... it is a Rita card, you're right, because this is a trick itself, right? Yeah, and Rita can take level 3 tricks, right? Please tell me Rita can take level 3. You can tell that I haven't played Rita a lot. Yeah, 0 to 3, excellent. Okay, yeah, so definitely Rita card. Certified Rita card. I think Easy Mark is probably... Even then, I'm like not that worried about it, because getting all 3 copies of Easy Mark is like good, but it's not like game-breakingly good. I just think that being able to filter the other 2 copies out of your deck rather than having to draw them manually like speeds up some rogue engines a little bit more. But yeah, I like Bewitching. I think it's like I think 6 XP is at the point where you are making a genuine commitment to a certain strategy. I think the fact that you do need to engage enemies and it exhausts is like very important to keep this card on level with stuff like Stick to the Plan or Ancestral Knowledge. You don't get to just... Like, that's the thing, right? The Guardians get the reliability of you can play this whenever you want. The Rogues have to get a little tricky with it, because sometimes you're just not going to draw an enemy early on, and then this doesn't do anything for a little bit. But they get the additional benefit that if they have multiple copies of a certain trick, they can actually go find the other copy first. Yeah, I think this is a perfectly neat card. I like getting a little bit of trick support. I mean, Breaking and Entering does work with... Well, you're not engaged with an enemy, but you want to play it when you're engaged with an enemy. Rita is like... She's a survivor, and I'm not going to gatekeep, but she's like not really a survivor. She's going to be a rogue. Like, I think Rita makes as much sense as Bob as being like starting as a survivor, turning into a rogue for how much like of a rogue she's supposed to be. Like, how much her playstyle reminds me of rogues, especially. Speaking of which, Light-Footed is just like, what if we took Expedition Retreat and put it in Rogue? So with Witching, you can put dead cards on there that only work when you have an enemy. You can also just put other cards on there. Like, I think that's the nice part about it. You can do a lot of stuff with it. Like, it just draws you more cards. It helps you, like, make your deck more reliable. I think that's just, like, a really solid card. Anything else before I wrap it up? Because I am planning on wrapping it up in a bit, because I've been streaming for... Survey says... I should be able to see that somewhere, right? It usually says that somewhere, but also I am like... What are my thoughts on card 69? The BJ card? Okay, I have the... You'll have to forgive me for having, finding that to be incredibly funny. But also, I actually think Bank Job and the Seeker version, which I actually think the Seeker one is better, which is a Thorough Inquiry, draws 5 cards. So Bank Job is a double 2 cost, additional cost to play it, you spend an action, and then you gain 8 resources as you wish. I think that this card is not good if you are a rogue looking to make the most money. But if you are a rogue who wants to make your awesome money available to the rest of the team, Bank Job is fantastic. Yeah, it's the card 69 and it's BJ. It's blowjob. It's a sex joke. Come on, we can all make the sex joke. It's very funny. I'm never going to not make the joke. I think Cryptil is going to have a field day with this one. I'm already looking forward to it. But yeah, the actual serious take on the card is It is 2 emergency caches in an overcoat, which, if you're a rogue, is probably not where you want to be with your econ economy or your econ event. But if you are not a rogue and you have a rogue in your party and you need a little bit more money, like early on in the game, this is fantastic, right? Like being able to go turn one, I'll lose 2 actions, everybody else gets like even just 2 resources. Um, it's it's reasonable. I think the other thing is if you have fence, you can file off one of the actions. I think you still have to spend the other action, right? So yeah, I think it's neat. I think it's not that pushed. I think the fact that it's a gambit and not a trick or tactic or something like that is what keeps it out of like being quite powerful. Like the main reason why I'm excited for a little bit more excited for Thorough Inquiry is because it is insight rated. So insight makes it a little better. Can Carson take rogue cards? I thought Carson can take rogue cards, right? Carson can take, yeah, Seeker, Mystic, or Survivor. Thorough Inquiry is a great Carson card. So it's similar to the other one. It's a 2-cost event. Draw 5 cards. This one's actually like reasonable if you can if you can somehow discount it. This becomes amazing. Like there is the Tome, which we might see some play again because it's Elder Herald, I think it's called. Yeah, the Cryptic Grimoire. Now that we have some more Seeker Curse support, this might see a little bit more play, and this makes inside events fast, reduce cost by 1. So that makes this 1 cost and I believe 1 action, because I think you still pay the extra action even if it is fast, because it's still just an additional cost. But yeah, that would make this card really nice. No worries, Blank. It's like no worries. But yeah, this I think like drawing 5 cards when distributed among the team, the people who need it the most, becomes powerful, right? If this was only you draw 5 cards, I would not be interested in the card at all. But the fact that like, oh, somebody's missing their like key piece, bam. Before I answer about the Wishes card, I do want to quickly go back. Denim asked about the Science Lady. I assume you just mean Kate. I've played her a little bit. I don't think I've played her since we got her deck building. Oh yeah, and a favorite curse card in the set. I will also answer that. Sorry, there's a lot of questions coming in, which is awesome. Thank you all. I think Kate is where I would like Seekers to be, power level wise. I think a lot of I think a lot have been said about Seekers being above the curse. I think Kate is probably a lot more balanced than some of the other Seekers, which can be seen in a negative light as being underpowered compared to some others, but I actually like her. I like 4 agility on my investigators. I think that's neat, especially if they have a built-in stat booster. She can always panic evade. I think she makes for an excellent solo investigator, or like a third investigator who just kind of goes off on her own, does her own thing. But no, I haven't really like grokked her yet. Favorite curse card in this set has to be. It's probably the Spectacles. Let me remind myself. I feel like a part of me has to answer Gabriel because Let's Go Gay Stay Winning. If you don't know, this is Kohaku's partner. It's like on his deck building or on his like backstory. This is his partner, which, Stay Winning. But also, I don't like mechanically speaking, it's not necessarily my favorite my favorite card. Let me remind you what all the curse cards. I really like Diabolical Luck. I think that's a great way to do curse protection in Rogue. Better than just False Covenant. No, it didn't happen. Rod is a card I'm really excited to try out. And I haven't tried Seal of the Elders yet. Or Key of Solomon. So yeah, for now, I think my favorite curse card right now is I'm sticking with the Spectacles because it seems like neat, and it seems like the kind of thing you could build your deck around reasonably, where it is actually a Seeker curse deck, and you're doing fun stuff with the curse tokens. So yeah, I also like Esoteric Method. It's like Promise of Power, but inverse. Diabolical is mine, yeah. Favorite oof moment from this stream? What is my favorite oof moment from the stream? I think it's just the moment I decided to play Zoe instead of Sister Mary. That was definitely my. I have no. The best oof moment was flipping the 10 cards from Short Supply and realizing I'd hit both my resourceful, both my scavengings, and the card that I'd literally built a deck around to try to show off. And it's like, well, today's not going to go the way I wanted it to. All right, Miracle Wish. So this card is a bit like. A lot of words in this one. Play after one or more blessed tokens are revealed during a skill test at your location. Chat blaming. I'm not blaming chat. I chose to make it a poll. It's my own fault. Yeah, I gotta work on those shuffle skills, definitely. Digital shuffling especially, like it's way harder. Search your bonded card for evidence that ascension put into play. Place the X resource on it as wishes. Maximum number of blesses revealed. Remove miracle wish from the game. So, for a very simple example, we pulled 3 bless tokens in a test. We paid 3 resources. We get evidence and ascension with 3 tokens on it. Yeah, this card has a lot of text on it. A couple of these do. I do think that, like, as a general rule, it's not that bad. It's just the high XP cards have a lot of words on it. Which is okay, right? You should hopefully know what they do, and they're not going to show up like every scenario. Bonded to Miracle Wish. If it has no wishes, set it aside out of play. Reaction: when an investigator application would fail the skill test, spend the wish, exhaust it, resolve that investigator's Elder Sign effect, in addition to all the tokens revealed during the test. I'm assuming that this means they resolve their Elder Sign effect and not you get it somehow, which is weird because then you would suddenly be like resolving an Elder Sign effect outside of a skill test. Let's just assume it adds their Elder Sign effect to their test. I like it. Like, I think the challenge with this is that my experience is that it's actually pretty hard to get a lot of blessed tokens in a single test. We've seen, I can never remember his name, but there's a rogue ally that you can put into play for free if you get 3 like bless and curse tokens. And I think I can count on one hand the number of times I've seen that happen, despite him being in a campaign for most of the campaign, and we had some bless and curse stuff going on. So my first thought is like, how often am I going to get a miracle wish with like 3 wishes on it? Because that, I think that is kind of where I'm at of like the number I want it to be. Because I don't think this card is good enough at 5 XP if you only get 2 wishes on it. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Tristan, that's the one. Tristan Botley. I think the problem is that it doesn't cause you to succeed the test unless the Elder Sign also causes you to succeed the test. So if you have a... See, Matt, you can say it Access 2 is very strong, but I'm not convinced that's actually true. Or rather, I'm questioning it because not every Elder Sign is like a slam dunk. Because there are Elder Signs that are just like zeros, and those, like... oh, that doesn't help. Because, like, you have to... I guess one of the things is, like, for example, I mean, Carson is, like, a perfect example of what not to do. Carson is literally just drawing you a card. You're still failing that test. Gloria, it's a +1. Mark, it is a big stat boost, but it doesn't give you any other benefit. So then it has to be about, like, passing the test. It also doesn't help if you auto-fail. Min is... yeah. So it's in this interesting spot where, obviously, if you're someone like Yorick, who has an insane Elder Sign, this card is very good. Like, the power of this card depends on how good it is to fire an Elder Sign when you would fail the test otherwise, which means that either your Elder Sign has a very good number and you are reasonably likely to take skill test that you really need to pass, or your Elder Sign is so good otherwise that it's worth it. Like, if you're Daisy and you somehow don't have Necronomicon in play, no, it's not your Catastrophe, right? That's your Catastrophe does the other thing. It converts it. If you're somehow Daisy and you don't have the Necronomicon in play, I think it might be worth it even if you still fail the test. Because I think Daisy's like a 0, but then you draw a card for each tome you control. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, you have to... damn it, no! It doesn't work, because you still have to succeed. Oh, that's really funny. Oh, wow, that's something. I mean, even someone like Skids, I think, like Skids, Elder Sign is actually, like, pretty good. So, yeah. I think the weird thing is that it's a combo card, or maybe it's not even like a combo card, but it's a card that you have to build your team around, or rather, you have to look at your team and go, okay, who has the good Elder Signs? And if they all have good Elder Signs, this card is good. Yeah, take Taboo Mateo to be able to take Blast 0 to 5. Yeah, if you put this in your Mateo deck, I'm not gonna like be upset about it. I'm not gonna lobby the designers. The better thing to do with my time than that. No, but I don't know. I think Mateo that I mean I think Mateo is kind of an interesting like example here, where like if Mateo's ability to turn someone's auto fail into an Elder Sign is good, then this is probably also good. And likewise, I mean, this card is really good next to Mateo, right? That's the other funny thing. It is but the thing is, it's an arcane slot, right? The Evanescent Ascension, while it's in play, takes up an arcane slot. So I don't know. It's not a Mateo card, I think, or maybe it is a Mateo card. I don't know. I don't know Mateo. I put Mateo in D tier, and then people screamed at me, or screamed. They shouted at me, which fair, but also I don't think I'm a Mateo expert. Okay, so unless people have like very interesting questions, not to say that these questions have been interesting, but I really do want to probably wrap up my stream. I'm just gonna go through all the factions and just point out the cards that I think, like the new cards, the cards that didn't get previewed that I'm most excited for. Task Force. I think this discover a clue at the location, very easy to overlook, but spending 2 actions and 2 resources to get 3 clues. Oh wait, sorry, it's not resolve 3 things. Oh, you have to do. Okay, sorry, I was higher. It's higher about this. I was higher about this card before I actually read it, which is unfortunately often what happens. But still, I think getting a free move, getting a clue, and getting like an action rebate essentially, this card's pretty good. I'm excited to see what people will do with it. Seeker. I think Esoteric Method's gonna be kind of a big one. It's basically the new Promise of Power, but instead of like just throwing it in for always getting 1 curse, the amount of curse you get depends on how much you succeed or fail by. So I think that's super neat. I kind of wish it was a 0 XP because I feel like it could be with that power level. I don't know. I'm on the other hand, it's like with how powerful Promise of Power is, maybe that should have been 1 XP. Rogue. Diabolical Luck is something I like. I'm Bewitching. It's Bewitching, right? I'm very excited to try Bewitching in whatever campaign I'm doing. I want to do a big piece on Rot, but I know that it's not in the TTS yet. That's why I didn't do it today, because I didn't want to like have to put all these Rots in myself and then mess it up somehow. So yeah, I'm really excited to try the Rot. I think it's going to be super neat. Also, I have to read the Seal of the Elders, but it summons these like 2 keepers that seem super neat. And then Survivor. I'm still excited about Providential. I know some of y'all aren't. Hunting Jacket is a mistake. Calling it now. It didn't need to gain you 6 resources while doing all the other stuff. That's all I'm saying. And I think Dark Horse is actually kind of neat. And then I'm like unreasonably excited about Broken Diadem and Twilight Diadem, but that's also because it's just like, I don't know. It's the kind of cool stuff I'm into. So yeah. Hey, but that's going to be it from me. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This was a surprisingly fun stream despite the Chaos bag absolutely ruining me and messing up all my plans. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any more questions, put them in the comments. If you're interested in seeing these cards for yourself, there's a link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you again until the end of time. Bye!